Hey everyone, so today we're going to tackle one of my favorite chapters, and honestly, one of the easiest to score marks in for Class 10, probability. Now, I know it can feel a bit different from algebra or geometry, but trust me, by the end of this session, you'll feel super confident about solving any question. So, you ready? Let's get started. So here's our plan. We'll start with what probability even means. Then I'll give you the one golden rule you need for this whole chapter. After that, we'll solve a problem together, step by step, look at a few key rules, and finish up with a quick recap and a really important exam tip. Let's jump in. All right, first up, what in the world is probability? Well, to put it simply, it's just the mathematics of chance. But before we can calculate anything, we need to understand a really important idea about fairness. Okay, this concept is absolutely key. Equally likely outcomes. Just think about flipping a normal coin. Is there any reason for it to land on heads more than tails? Nope, it's a 50-50 shot, right? Each side has the exact same chance. That's what we mean by equally likely. But what about the other example? You've got a bag with 4 red balls and only 1 blue one. If you close your eyes and pick one out, what do you think you're gonna get? Probably a red one, right? The chance of picking red is way, way higher than picking blue. So that's what we call not equally likely. Make sense? And here's the best part. For your Class 10 syllabus, you only have to worry about the first type. Yep, all the questions you'll get will be about fair situations, where everything has an equal chance of happening. That just makes our life so much easier. Okay, now that we're on the same page about fairness, let's get to the heart of it. This next part is the only formula you'll need for this entire chapter. I call it the golden rule, so make sure you're ready to write this down. All right, here's the official textbook definition. It might look a little complicated, but I promise you it's not. Theoretical probability is just the fancy name for calculating the chance of something. We write it as P of E, where P just means probability, and E stands for the event, which is just whatever we're interested in, like getting a heads or rolling a 6. And here it is, the golden rule. All it is this. The number of outcomes you actually want, divided by the total number of things that could possibly happen. Seriously, that's it. Favorable over total. Just burn this into your brain. If you remember this one single thing, you're pretty much ready to solve any probability question they throw at you. Theory is great, but math is all about doing. So let's take our golden rule for a test drive with a real exam-style question. We'll do it together, so don't worry. You've got this. Okay, here's our problem. Nice and simple. We throw a normal die just one time. The question is, what's the probability that the number we get is greater than 4? We're going to use a super simple 3-step method for this. First, we list out everything that could possibly happen. Second, we'll pick out the things we want to happen based on the question. And third, we just plug those 2 numbers into our golden rule. Easy. Let's go. Right. Step 1. Total outcomes. When you roll a standard die, what numbers can you get? Well, you can get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. That's everything, right? So our total number of possible outcomes is 6. Perfect. Okay, on to step 2, favorable outcomes. The question wants a number greater than 4. So let's look at our list from step 1. Which of those numbers are bigger than 4? Well, that's just 5 and 6. So the number of outcomes that are favorable to us is just 2. And finally, step 3, we apply the golden rule. Remember, favorable over total. We found that the number of favorable outcomes is 2 and the total number of outcomes is 6. So we just write it as a fraction, 2 over 6. And we're almost done. But you know the drill in exams, always simplify your fraction for full marks. We can divide both the top and bottom by 2. So 12 divided by 6 simplifies down to 1 over 3. And there's our final answer. See how logical that was? No magic, just simple steps. Awesome job. You've successfully solved a problem. Now, let's just quickly go over a few key properties. Think of these as the rules of the game for probability that can really help you out. Let's think about the 2 extremes. What's the chance of rolling a 7 on a normal die? Well, it's impossible, right? The numbers only go up to 6, so the probability is 0. It can never happen. Now, what's the chance of rolling a number less than 7? Well, every single number on the die, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is less than 7, so it's guaranteed. That's a sure event, and its probability is 1. And that brings us to a super important rule. The probability of anything at all, will always be a number from 0 to 1. It can be 0, it can be 1, or it can be a fraction in between. So if you're ever doing a calculation and you get an answer like 2 or negative zero point 0.5, you know you've made a mistake somewhere. It's a great way to check your work. Okay, this one is a really clever trick. It's called complementary events. Let's say E is our event, like getting a number greater than 4. The complement is just not getting a number greater than 4. And here's the cool part. The probabilities of an event happening and not happening always add up to 1. So the chance of something happening is 1/3, the chance of it not happening is just 1 minus 1/3, which is 2/3. It's a really useful shortcut. Excellent. We have covered so much ground. Let's just do a super quick summary of the most important things, and then I have my #1 tip to make sure you don't lose any marks in your exams. So what do you absolutely need to remember? 1. Your answer must be between 0 and 1. 2. The golden rule is favorable divided by total. 3. The chance of something not happening is just 1 minus the chance that it will happen. And 4. The most important first step is always to figure out the total number of outcomes.
And here it is, my top exam tip. You know the most common, silly mistake I see students make? They mess up the total outcomes. They rush and forget 1 or 2 possibilities. So please, in your exam, always take a moment to write them all down on your rough sheet first. If it's a die, write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's 2 coins, write out all 4 combinations. It takes 10 seconds and it will save you from losing easy marks.
And that's a wrap on probability. You've learned the one formula you need and the exact steps to solve problems. So for a little fun, think about it. How else can you use this idea of favorable over total in your everyday life? Keep practicing, and I know you're going to do great in this chapter. All the very best.